Okay, it's about to go down, down. Okay, welcome to the second day of the Wealthy Creative. Okay, welcome to the second day of the Wealthy Creative. It's with great joy I welcome you. Yesterday was art. Yes, it was art. If you learned something yesterday, um, drop in the comment section. What was your aha moment? When was your aha moment? What was the peak for you? What was the highlight of yesterday for you? Okay, I want to be sure you can hear me. Can I get a comment saying my voice is audible? My video is good. I want to be sure that you can hear me. I want to be sure that everything is good. Can I get a comment? Can I get a comment now? Once again, if you're just watching, if you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Fola Kolagbade, the celebrity publisher, and I we put together. That's the president of Warrior. We decided to put together these summit to help creatives get better and be known, and also make money from what they do. Okay, okay, you can hear me. Can you see me? Can I? Am I clear? Can you see me? Not blurry? Is it clear? I want to be sure everything is intact. Okay, so yesterday we started this summit yesterday and it was really loaded. Yeah, so many people came, talking about it, what they learned from yesterday. Our speakers were hurt, truly hurt, right? If you missed yesterday's section, you want to go back to see and watch the video again. I bet your notes will be full, really. There was so much that was shared yesterday, and today is just a continuation of yesterday's section. Today we are having some powerful speakers, and one of them happens to be someone I love all of them, but the person we're starting with happens to be someone I connected with after seeing him on a newspaper many years ago. As a young guy, starting out my career, I wanted to do graphics, love graphics, and but I didn't see anybody doing well when it comes to graphics in this part of the world. So seeing that, a graphic designer on a newspaper, that was all for me. That just showed me the possibility of being able to do a whole lot with what I know or what I love to do. As a then, before then, I didn't even see graphic as a viable business, right? So on seeing this gentleman being interviewed on a national newspaper, that put something in me, and that showed me the possibility in what I do, right? I was so excited, and that was the push I needed at that point in time, right? So we are having him today, amazing man, truly amazing. He's one of the um, uh, people, one of the brands to reckon with when it comes to brand design in this part of the world. There's no doubt about it. Like, I can say it, if you are really a designer in this part of the world and you don't know him, maybe you are not really in that space or you're just coming up. It's a brand, it's a person to reckon with. And I'm so excited that today we are having him on board. And he's not doing too much. He's just going to be showing us where the money is. Where the money is. Being a creative, knowing what you do, knowing your craft. Now you need to make money. That's what I'm after. How you can make money. And that's why we're having Yokes Green today. I'm waiting for Yokes to join us now so I can add him up. to join me on this live section, and we can have a good time together, right? For then, I want you to watch this while I okay, okay. So I have yolks here. I have yolks here all the way from Abuja, and I'm going to bring in, without wasting much of our time anymore, I'm going to bring in yolks green.
So how
My
are you?
boss.
Good sister. Can you
My
hear me loud and clear?
yes, 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 yes. We can hear
Awesome.
you. We can hear
My
you.
pleasure. My pleasure to be here.
No, thank you, Mr. Yorks. Most people don't know your real name. I think you, over
It's
the
fine like
years,
that.
you've decided it's fine like that. Well, I do because when you were still using not your face, right? I decided to go and even make more findings about you. You know how you even came up with the name Yogs. And different things. When you're so passionate or when you're so in love with a particular brand, you want to go
Yeah.
extra mile to know more about the brand and the person, right? Yeah, and I think that's exactly what I did then, which was a good one for me, right? But all the same, boss, I want to call him my boss. You remember that boss that I meant? I was sharing before you came live,
Yeah.
and I think I've also done this with you before that there was a time in my life when I was trying to make a decision about the direction or where I want to go. I noticed that I was good with graphics, so I love graphics, but I didn't see any opportunity in that space as far as I was concerned. Like, what is the big picture? Then one day I came across this newspaper, a young man being interviewed, and a graphic designer. And I was like, really? Graphic designer can be in a national newspaper. And that was all I needed at that time. Like, seeing you on newspaper was a push for me, right? And that is why this section is so important to me because you've contributed so much, not just when it comes to me, right? I know a number of people that are seeing you do what you do, and they follow that. They believe in themselves, and they're able to do more for themselves. Thank you once again for all you do, Yogs. Thank you for deciding to even go on that journey. It has
Yeah.
really bet a whole lot of stuff. Thank you so very much.
My
Right?
pleasure. My pleasure. My
Yeah. So,
pleasure.
okay. There's something making noise. Can you hear the noise?
I can't.
Is it from?
Is it from my
Oh,
end?
okay.
Is
Okay,
it
I
better
think so. I
now?
think you're better now. Yeah, it's better
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So maybe I should move.
Okay, great. Okay, okay, great. So I simply want you to tell us if people want to know more about yours, they can Google. You're everywhere on the internet. They can go read profile, right? Today, I just want you to tell us really, I mean, how people can make money, creatives, how they can make money. Where is the money when it comes to being creative? Now, you don't have to narrow it down to graphics alone. Being creative is is what we have the writers, we have designers, we have even the sculpture makers and all of these guys, right? There's so much that can be done with your anything that involves you thinking, and creating, right? Yeah, web designing and all that. So where is the money when it comes to um, being creative? How do you attract the right audience, and how do you make money from that which you like to do?
Okay. So let me start with a joke. So I was in a group once and somebody copied the poster from somewhere and put in the group
Okay.
and they said the money is with York, so let's go and meet it. And I made a joke. I said, even myself, I see they find the money. When I read the show this today, I go ask where the money is. Just out of a joke, But from my own experience, I think what helped really early is that I didn't. I read estate management and I
Okay.
practiced for a while. In fact, I did
Okay.
branch manager at one point in time. I did HOD at one point in time. The privilege that gave to me is understanding how businesses work, right? So you know you have
Okay.
to write a proposal. You know that in the moments of the proposal, there are inspections, there are meetings, there are feedbacks, and all of that is going on before cash actually transpires, right? So while I was
Mm.
still in real estate and stumbled upon graphic design, my own thought process too, because I didn't have the privilege, of working in a creative space, and which is what I tell people
Mm.
when I see people say they don't want to work, I laugh because you working gives you exposure to many things you wouldn't need to question yourself over. I haven't practiced real estate um, for a while, but even if you wake me in my sleep and say go and write the evaluation report, I can write because the organs handed me the reports and handed me the practical experience. Unlike graphic design, where you are writing proposal, nobody showed you. You're not sure. But the
Mm.
benefit of
Mm.
working in all those places was that I could take all the proposal ideas I had from there, right, and rechannel it here, and then we'll just be further editing along the way. Okay, what can be added, what cannot be added. But I had a template. And the beauty of that template is, as early as when I
Mm.
was charging 5,000 naira for a logo, I sent it to somebody, and the person was like, why is this so professional? That since they've been working in this field, they've not seen anybody really professional. What did I do? I just did the proper document stating this is what you get, this is what you get. My brother was 5K. That was what I was charging for. But when she said you're so professional and all of that, it opened my mind to a lot that okay, if these basics could do this, right, it just means that if you did take your professionalism to a different whole new level, it means that when you enter the
Mm.
market, especially a market like ours, where it's kind of like an Agbero market at the bottom, if you enter the market with that
Mm.
level of professionalism, I mean, you should be able to command some attention. So they come on and say, we need a logo, and everybody's submitting, right? And you submit your own.
Mm.
They should be able to look at it and say, okay, who is this one? And then immediately their mind is telling them this one will cause to beyond. So that's kind of the approach I see where the money is. So the first thing is understanding that you want to be a professional and knowing that graphic
Mm.
design, even if you are a sweeper, there's an approach to it. I mean, what's this guy who used to pack shit? His job was packing shit, but
Who is that?
he was very popular in mobile toilets.
Oh, okay.
Gaddafi or whatever. I can't remember what his name was, but it's actually business is serious business.
Gaddafi. Okay.
But he did that business and did a lot of professionalism, so everybody knew him. So I mean, it doesn't matter the field where you are. Your first approach is how can I be professional? Don't come to the public domain and be arguing with people that you can't collect 70% upfront, or if you send your pictures and put watermark. What does watermark do? If you are dealing with the highest
Mm,
of the highest of clients, you know. So first thing is to understand that you need to be as professional as possible, irrespective of the figure you are at now. The next thing is, how do I improve my skills? It's one thing to be professional, it's another thing to be delivering nonsense on top of professionalism, right?
mm.
But the beauty about it again is that if you are very professional, even if your quality is low, some people are willing to deal with low quality professionals now, deal with high quality nuisances, if you know what I mean,
Yeah,
especially in this
yeah,
creative space,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if you're professional and then your skill set is way above average or even average, right? And you have those two things in place, the next thing you need to ask yourself is, how does the market now find me, right? How does the market find me? Because nobody's coming to your bedroom to knock on your door until you put yourself out there, right? So if you did need to put yourself out there, what would you do? I don't know what any theoretical stuff is what I always tell people. So what I would do is tell you exactly what I do. What would you do if you were me out there? When you don't have clients or you're looking for the clients, find out what are the kind of jobs that these clients are looking for, right? Can you hear me? Hello? Are you there?
I can hear you. I just wanted you
Okay,
to
you can hear
know
me.
that.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay. Okay, so it's fine. So I'm
yeah.
saying the first question you need to ask yourself is, what are the kind of things the people in the market are looking for, right? That is the kind of value that you or the kind of returns you want to get. And if you find out what that thing is, the next thing is, how do you show those people you can do this stuff? Whether or not they hire you to do this stuff, you should actually do this stuff. So if you're a writer and you say you want to earn $10,000 on retainership for writing, the question is, the clients who pay $10,000 for writing, what exactly do they require? Find it, write it, put it out, promote it, go to any group you know that is available, paste it there. The reason why I was very active on your brain in those days was because I was looking for clients. So what was I always doing? Doing creative, posting it, going inside places, commenting, entering groups, advising people. If I had the time, I would even help some people redesign what it is they need to redesign, you know. So put yourself out there. Do this kind of stuff that commands the kind of money people want, whether or not somebody needs it. So there's a reason why I took an airline and rebranded and put it out there. I know the returns I got from there. There's a reason why I took this company, did the rebrand, put it out there. Today, I might not have the time to do that because jobs are too many. So I'm looking for how to balance things, even to get creative to come in and help solve the problem quickly. It's still also another challenge. But you know, at least the growth path where we are expect we are well in line for that. So all our advice is, be professional, double up your skill, put out the kind of work that is required for that kind of skill, put it out. Don't spend your 24 hours on Instagram just looking at people's stuff and commenting and having an opinion that does not help your life, right? Use the time to develop stuff. Put it out, put it anywhere. Let's get feedback. The truth is, your clients are everywhere online. They are looking. If they are not there, somebody who knows them is there, and they will see. So where is the money? That's where the money. The thing is, you just are well prepared for the opportunity and putting yourself in the space where people who need the opportunity can really find you. Can you hear me?
Go on, go on. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So,
go on. We can hear
so,
you.
so that's basically it, right? So in summarizing it is, develop your professionalism, right? Develop your skill. Put out what it is that the people who need your service want. Promote it everywhere and anywhere on your page, whether even if you don't have the money. I mean, you have an Instagram channel, post it there. Go inside groups, comment. Facebook, the same thing. Post it there. Go inside groups, post, and hope for the best. But eventually, someone will see if your work just stand out.
Powerful, powerful, really powerful. I think there's something I picked there. When I
Yes.
was about starting out too, right? When I was about starting out, I was looking out for company, corporate bodies that I could work with to learn some, like you rightly said, professionalism is key. And that's one thing that can differentiate you from the Agbero kind of entry, right? That most people, like you said, we have under there, like everybody can just penetrate it. It's an industry that everybody can come in. Anybody can come in, people that design with phone, people that design with different
Yeah.
stuff, right? You can come in and they're coming in. If you're not careful as competitor, you know, so what differentiates you is how professional you are and how you are able to present what you do, right? And working in a
Exactly.
corporate organization helps you to be able to properly understand how those things work, right? Yeah, so I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree with that. And that's the part of, there's one of those guys that said something that before you're 30, work in a corporate organization to really
Yes.
learn, you understand how things are done, right? Yeah, enough of okay, I just finished school and yeah, it works for some people and just want to start out. You understand? There is nothing like working and learning on the job. There are some things you can just. It will be better. It will make life easier for you if only you learn it from people that have been doing it for years and that are with great experience, right? So that is really awesome, and thank you for sharing that. That just in a way just confirm what I've always been thinking. Thank you so very much. So another thing I
Yes.
would want to ask is, how would you say, um, what advice will you give someone that is creative, multitasking, has different, as a creative person, we have different stuff that we think we can do, right? We are gifted in different stuff, and I can do design. Like someone like me, I have so many things. I want to think of design. I want to think of photography. I want to think of fashion. There are so many things. You understand? Being a creative, I think in a way it exposes you to different stuff. How would you
Mm-hmm.
say, or what advice would you give any creator out there on how to create a niche and stay with it? Number one, a niche that can make you more money. How would you get that to know that? And how can you be seen as an expert in the particular niche that you decide to stay with?
Okay. So awesome. So I'd also give a backstory. When I wanted to start business, right, my father said one thing: before you hire anybody, make sure you know what, at least have an idea of what that person is coming to do. So I can design websites, I can do logos, I can do video animation, I can do kind of the full range of the full gamut of everything, right? But in just ideas. But if anybody asks me what is my strongest skill without even me answering, maybe they answer themselves. A lot of people will say maybe brand identity, branding, because that's what I put out there. But I think that's also my strongest point. Can I translate it into every other thing? Yes, I can. Can I sit down and do it myself? Yes, I can. But what that means is that in business of anything, there's nobody who is going to go out and say, take for example, I need somebody who can do everything inside my house. It's not possible. So if you needed a painter, you will need a painter. If you needed a tiler, you need a tiler. If you needed the whatever, it's left for you to say, I need a tiler, or they will now bring tiler. The girl will now say, madam, I can paint. Show me your work that you can paint. They now show you. But they were looking for a specific specialty at the time. It's the same thing here. Somebody is looking for a specific specialty. Nobody is going to say, I need somebody who can do the entire everything. So it might just be, they need somebody who is good at designing logos, niche down to logos. You need somebody who is good at designing websites, niche down to websites. You need somebody who is good at digital marketing, right? Niche down to digital marketing. But what it means is that when you start, it's the same thing I tell all the interns in the office. When you start, learn everything. In the process of learning every single thing, you will find something that you can do. It's like, this is the one that gives me joy when you come. When you find that thing, make sure that is what you are doing. Any work you are putting out, put that out there. Anything you are doing. that's the one you should be pushing on a max. So that when you are saying we need a professional in, they call you. So when they now call you and you are done with that one, in the process, you do other things that you advise. Like me, when they come, they say they need brand identity. When me, I'm sending the proposal for brand identity, I send the full gamut of everything that brand identity can transpire into that. Because as early on, I always say, you want the logo, you want the logo. Are you going to tattoo the logo on your forearm? You're not tattooing the logo on your forearm. And the logo cannot exist by itself in an entity, right? So it has to go on something. So if I'm done doing the logo, these are the things I feel you do, right? Can we do that? Okay, now you're done your logo and everything. You need to communicate with the state. I mean, nobody knows because you painted the next and you all of that does not mean people know what you believe. So you need to start promoting. What can we promote? Do we do social media management? Do we do digital marketing? Do we do all of this? So we can help people? What are the ideas of that? But they came for brand identity. And you've shown them the full gamut of what branding is. So all I would say, master everything. Or if you don't even master everything, know everything, find out which one you are convenient with. Become a master at it. Master is not just you knowing the thing, it's also being a thought leader. So you are going out every day teaching the gospel of what it is so that everybody knows that. And once you do that, when they start to come in for that, you can now still relay all the other things that you do. That's how you keep the money inside so that you need somebody, can you we do, bring it, and you proceed from there.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. I want to bring in my co-host. She has some questions for you as well. Okay, so her name is DK Jonah. DK Jonah
Okay.
is an expert when it comes to social media and brand um, development too. So it's a good combo to have her also join us right now for some questions that she would like to ask you. That is DK Jonah. She's in Obodo Yibo, sorry. So I'm going to hide now while I allow DK to ask you more questions.
I declare.
Hi, Yox. Nice to meet you. I've been enjoying the
Pleasure.
conversation
Thank you.
backstage. I think it's
Thank you.
incredible to learn from people in the industry and see how others work. It's quite impressive what you've done. One question I
Thank
get
you.
asked all the time is how do I build my portfolio? So I'm just starting. There's a question I get asked, and I think as someone that has a graphics background, I'm just starting. How do I build a portfolio to share? Do I need a website immediately? Or can I just start with something simple? What would your own response be to that question?
Okay, so that we don't make I think the problem with most people is they allow the term portfolio be a big burden on your neck. Really, what's the client look? Yeah, because they just say portfolio and then they make it look like it's one cumbersome thing that needs to be done. But really,
Mm-hmm.
when a client asks for your work, what do they want to see? The work. The
Mm-hmm.
work can be anywhere. The work can be on
Yes.
Instagram properly aligned, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the work can be a PDF properly aligned. It doesn't matter. But what really matters is the word properly aligned. So when somebody is asking you, and we're all guilty of this, and I only just realized that last year when I was looking for something. When a client asks for something, it doesn't matter where you refer them to, right? All they
Mm-hmm.
want to see is a consistency of that thing. So let's say
True.
client asks for logo design and
Mm-hmm.
you send them whatever it is. They just need to see a well ordered process of logo design.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized that when you go to somebody's Instagram page, he has himself shaking bomb bomb. He has a business card. He has this thing. So for the
So
client to
much.
actually see the logo design on the page, he has to scoop through maybe 50 posts to see three
Mm-hmm.
logo designs,
True.
and the client is lost. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I also realized that lately because I was also looking for something for a client and I kept on scrolling and looking for, and I also asked myself, so my own page, if clients come now and they want something, are they going to first face posts of plenty English, motivational
Mm-hmm.
posts and all of that before they actually see this stuff? So what's the portfolio really? Decide what you want to be known for, right?
True.
What's that niche you want to become a professional at? If you haven't gotten clients who have hired you for that. Create. Nobody knows if the business exists. Nobody's going to ask you, is this business existing firsthand? Do you
Exactly.
understand? They're just
Mm-hmm.
going to ask you, what have you done? So why not settle down and say, this is what I want to do. The main thing. Can I create five outstanding projects in that field? Sit
Mm-hmm.
down and create. Decide what it is. Create. The good part about that is that nobody is influencing you, right? Meaning that
True.
there's no review to spoil the work. So you can do it to the best of the best and outline them properly. So decide. If you want to do it in a PDF document, do it in a PDF document. If you want
Mm-hmm.
to do it on an Instagram page, do that. If you want to do it on a Facebook page, do that. If you have the extra knowledge and cash, do it on the website. Please do that. In fact, if you want to use LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has catalog as well. So it doesn't
Okay.
matter the medium. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter the medium. All that matters is that you have thoughtfully presented what you are expert at in a manner that is convincing to the client.
Okay. Fantastic. And another question, which is something Fola and I were discussing today. A client just keeps making changes. That's their own. As you just bring the work list, they'll be like, somebody in my village said this thing does not work. I have had a situation where a client's sister calls me at 12 midnight. I had to start putting roadblocks, but I would like you to talk about it and say, why did you use pink and green? And I'm like, Auntie, you were not there for the brand meeting and everything. But I had to answer that question. So I want to get your own perspective on how do you handle when they are one making unnecessary changes and they're getting external influences that do not have that do not even understand the position that you guys are working on when it comes to the specific brand. How do you handle that?
So I'll be honest with you, there's no real solution. And you're never really going to escape from it. I'm also in that situation right now. There are certain projects I'm on right now that
Mm-hmm.
that space. And I always tell people, it doesn't matter. The excuse we give ourselves is because we are low. It doesn't matter if you collect 5,000 for a video, you collect
Yes.
5,000.
Mm-hmm.
You will still meet that problem with some indecisive people. And the saddest part is some people are terrible at communicating their indecision.
Yes.
Good. So I, for one, I thought I don't have a maximum number of reviews. I have never had.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes,
Good.
it's my own principle. I've been privileged to work in an agency, and they had their two revision marks.
Yes.
My own principle has always been, why am I giving you a limit to a revision? The most
Mm-hmm.
important thing is your satisfaction.
True.
But it has its downside because it means that indecisive people. I mean, I worked on a website for 2 years where they were just making reviews and reviews and
Changes.
reviews. But what I tell people is, I don't have a problem with you making reviews to your satisfaction. What I have is you communicating your reviews hazardly and then
Mm-hmm.
feeling like it's your entitlement. Because if you say A
Mm-hmm.
today and you say B, we move to B, you now come back and say, let's go back to A. Now you are
Yes.
looking for my problem. And I will make it clear. I will make
Mm-hmm.
it clear.
If you are
And
very
and
assertive.
good. And I won't be polite anymore about it. Doesn't matter. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just ignore.
Mm-hmm.
And when it gets to a place where we are saying we are not, I'm like, you said A, you said you come back to C. I'm like, there's a lot of confusion. I can't handle that confusion right now. To be
Okay.
honest with you, the confusion gets too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a project.
Do you terminate the contract?
Yes,
Or do you keep on? Yeah, I've had to sack clients also. And
good.
to safeguard yourself, do you document? Because we have new people coming on board. How would you ask them to protect themselves to kind of document what's being said after every meeting? So it's not like, oh, one message is coming on WhatsApp, another one is coming by email. What would you give a first time designer advice on how to protect themselves as they're doing jobs for clients, even if they're trying to allow them have creative license and express it the way they want to? What would you say?
Sad, sadly, I'll say the same thing. I don't know of the other part of the world, but in this part, nobody respects anything you write in anything.
No, we will take you to court. They'll take you to court.
Even if you reason it,
Even yeah,
then
but
how much
that court process is lengthy. I don't even want to go through that.
good?
It's lengthy
Because you now ask
litigation,
yourself,
so I
how
would
much is the
rather have a
project you
paper
want you?
trail and say this is
But
what you said.
I would still advise. So this is the thing. I have proper documents, and it states everything you need to do. So the clients won't read it. They won't read it. And how I know they don't read it is So what I used to do before was put the pricing and everything at the top because they tell you that the price and everything, which is
Mm-hmm.
most important, should be at the top. But I
Yes.
discovered people weren't reading the document. So you know what I did? I moved them to the bottom
Awesome.
and, and then moved the last statement which says acceptance and invoice. And so the statement
Mm-hmm.
goes, if you are in full acceptance of all of these conditions, please reply with acceptance so that an invoice can
Mm-hmm.
be sent to you. So when a client replies me and says, please, we saw your mail, we didn't see the invoice, the first thing I say is you didn't read the document. Right?
That's a good.
So,
That's a good one. I like that.
but at the end of the day, so that's what I'm saying, you can do all you need to. And then immediately they
Ah,
just be like, okay, where are the documents you did there? If you scroll down, but when you read along, you know, so you can do all you need to do and you should do all you need to do.
mm-hmm.
But what I would always advise, in all that you need to do, uh, let some empathy be in it and
Uh-huh.
then let some authority be in it. This
Mm-hmm.
statement that some of that is not being nice in business, but, you know, be firm and assertive.
Be firm and assertive. And I think most introverts struggle with that being firm, especially if you are used to advising. I mean, just saying, yes, I'm trying to please people, or you're coming from an agency and you're becoming a freelancer. How would you advise freelancers to stay consistent on the job and get clients? How would you advise them to advertise for themselves? Most of the time on social media, we say it's pay to play now. That means
Mhm.
paying for ads and stuff like that. Do you recommend that freelancers start using just doing referrals, or they start going for paid ads to describe what they do?
Okay, so I'll say no to paid ads because we run paid ads, and the thing with ads is, or the thing with business generally is no, like, trust. So they
Yes.
have to know you first. They need to like you first, then they need to
And they
trust you.
trust you. True.
No ad can do that can do that three process in one place. All ad can do for you is them knowing you.
Mm-hmm.
So you still need to set the process of them liking you
Mm-hmm.
and trusting you off
Mm-hmm.
the board. And the problem with that is that means you won't get returns for your cash immediately. So you are just
Okay.
filling your funnel with people. You are not getting
A
returns.
lot paying. Mm-hmm.
So what I always advise is, as a freelancer, you come out, get your documents, like we said, do find out where you want to get those things from. I don't know. You won't get them. You'll get a feel from the foreign guys. I think there's this international body, AG something. I can't remember. So that's where I get the
Okay.
best reports.
Akem, yes.
Good that I now patched for Nigerian
Fighting.
clients, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So get all those documents. Decide what you don't need to try and do everything. So if you just want to do logos and stationery, start with that.
Mhm.
Get stationery like that. Do your portfolio, right? Do all of that. Then decide what medium you want to use. Social media is powerful.
Mhm.
It's powerful. You and it doesn't. I'm an introvert. That is why I came out with your screen and no face. I don't want anybody to.
To know
So you
you.
have, yeah. So you need to find a way to. If you are not the outgoing type, you need to find a way to shield yourself from all of that. But communicate.
Mhm.
So put yourself out there. And in putting yourself out there, it just means putting your work. So I was lucky. I came by chance, in the time where BlackBerry was raining. And I saw
Mhm.
somebody doing a lot of display pictures. And I said, please, can I have these display pictures? And he said, no, she's never going to give me the link. And I'm like, I'm not a designer. I copied it from the link. Give it to me. They're like, no, she's not giving it to me. And so I just said, well, I know how to design. And I use Corel. So I just called a friend of mine, can you teach me Photoshop? He said, yes. And in 30 minutes, because the tools are practically the same, and principles of design,
Mhm.
irrespective of tools, so I designed about 50 display pictures, funny ones, packaging, and all of that, to my team. And they went viral. And I think in the
Mhm.
space of 2 months, I had 2,000 friends. And that was the beginning
Awesome.
of BlackBerry. And somebody just said, do you design logos? I almost said no. I'm like, what kind of nonsense is that? Like, yes, 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 no worries, go rough am. And that's how I, by chance, I stumbled into
You
becoming
fell into it. I call myself an accidental everything. I fell into what I do. I studied international relations and I was going to go for a PhD, but I fell into what I do. So
and I'm sure you
that's
love it. You
why
love to wake up and do what you do.
it's my fault that sometimes I forget I've not sent some things to people like invoices. They're like, okay, come back. So I've had to train myself about marketing, which we go to come to another question.
Yes.
Creatives, some things that come to us naturally, we don't want to charge. How do we learn to market? How do we make it something that is something? Because for some people, when you start, people start paying for a service. It's no longer fun to them. They were just doing it and learning. How do you learn to start charging and charging consistently for what you do? How did you learn? Because your own, it was Vex that made you start. Let's put it that way. So, as other creatives that are getting into it, how do you tell them to draw the line between having creative fun and getting paid and making it a job and a career, not just
Okay.
seeing it as work?
So I would not give you theories. I'll do exactly what I do. I'll tell you what I do. Right? Because
Yes.
everybody will have different stuff. So this is what I do. For every new client, you will say, I have a rate card. I don't care who you come from or how you approach me or anything. It doesn't matter if you are my
Great card
father's
straight
brother.
up.
But you ask me for a service inside, it's not a custom service. It's something we
Mm-hmm.
do every year is the rate. And there's a billing structure. It is just a minor step, 70 30. It's a prolonged step. We have payment cycles.
Sure.
But the thing with it is that after that, I do a lot in between and inside.
True.
A lot. Like somebody will come and need a flyer. I don't do flyer because you're not worth my time. You don't
Mm-hmm.
value the flyer. Like if you tell somebody you do a flyer for a group of 30K, they're like, it's not just a flyer. I mean, I don't want to design anything
No,
that.
it's a waste of your energy.
Yeah, but because you know you have a relationship with the client, and the
Mm-hmm.
client says, give me a flyer. I just tell them, no, I'll send it. Even the good ones will be asking me, send me the flyer, send what it's like, that's
Mm-hmm.
the client. That's
You've already built a relationship and there's
the
been monetary value
and
exchanged
you know they are
already.
never taking you for granted. You understand? So the
Mm-hmm.
days where the project that is online, when you comes in, you send the invoice. But it's okay. I think it's okay to have those bits of pieces. Most people get up us do the thing, make you send it. No,
Mm-hmm.
they quickly do it. So it's not, other people will have different ideas.
Sure.
For me, it's not everything I charge. Anything that I standard to my charge, you will be charged.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that we don't do generally, I need to pay for different. No, no, I need to do. They will have a relationship with you. But like I said, a new client that is coming in, you will connect every other person after that. So it's okay. I
Okay.
think it's okay. It's just part of the relationship.
Okay. And then how do you ask for referrals? Are you good at asking for referrals? How come? Because I'll be expecting that, oh, you have a policy of the why do most creatives struggle to ask for referrals?
So for me, the reason I don't ask for referrals right now is that the
Mm.
workload is
Workload,
killing.
you can't take it on.
The workload is killing. Why am I asking you for more? Then when they now come in and I'll say, I'm sorry, we couldn't
You
deliver
won't be able
on
to take
the
on the job.
so
Okay.
the workload is killing. But the beauty about it that I have realized, do an awesome job.
Mm-hmm.
They will do the fighting for you. You don't need to ask.
True.
You don't.
True.
I mean, in all
Yeah.
the businesses we've gotten, is an old client that, in fact, there was one that like 2 or 3 people referred the same person to me. And I think like, so I have this many food soldiers that believe in my
Nah, speaking on your behalf.
they really do a good job. And you treat people nicely. And you do this in between one or two stuff you didn't catch.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not you ask for this,
Yes,
they
it
will.
comes naturally.
Yeah. But I wouldn't negate so I've taken different considerations.
Mm-hmm.
What you ask for this. I'm not negating that.
Okay.
If you
Mm-hmm.
don't an authority job for someone,
Yes.
your hands are not free. You need
Mm-hmm.
something. It's okay. It's okay to just send me a message. How you doing? How is that? How you doing? You need to have a plan for this. But if you're not open and available, don't go and be asking for more work when you
True.
won't be able to do it. So
And
that's
from what
how
you
it works.
Yeah, so from what you've said, all I've understood is understand your capacity before you take on work. Do not take on more than you can handle, even if rather you say, oh, I'll be available at this time because you already know, have an idea of how long it will take you to get a certain job done. So rather than just collecting the money because, oh, let people say I worked with 20 clients this week, rather work with one, do the job well, and don't just be keep accumulating work and not getting any done. It's better you don't have any than have many and not do any. So so we're not spreading ourselves too thin. That's one thing I have interpreted from what you've said. You've also
Exactly.
talked about the fact that we should be assertive, but we should also be firm. That means the way we want clients to treat us, we should let them know from the beginning. And if they overstep their boundaries, we should not fail to call them into order. That we should remember that yes, although we work for them or work with them rather, they also have to respect us and we respect them. And if that respect is not reciprocated, we're going to cut the rope as soon as possible once we realize this is being done. Another thing I've gotten from listening to you also is that creatives can have fun with what they do. They need to just understand that it's their work, it's their creative license, but not everybody will accept their creative license the way they are expressing it. Some people don't know what they want, but when they see what they don't want, they know. I am like that. I don't know what I want, but when I see what I don't want, I'll be like, no. But I have an idea, so sometimes I give people creative license. I want to ask a question. What's your thoughts on Canva? Most people care. So I caught you there. What do you think about Canva? I am yes, that's all I will say. But let me know when our time is up, please.
So,
No, you can see how fun. You can see how you see how much time. Yeah.
so Canva is useful for what Canva is useful for, right?
Which is
No, so this is. I think I've been in a place where I hated Canva, and
yes.
I've grown out of a place where
Oh, fantastic.
I can I can live with it. This is
The way you
so.
said I can live with it because I am known as a Canva queen.
Mhm.
I started off on Canva in 2016 by just doing anyhow, anyhow. But what I love about the company culture is the fact that they keep improving and adding features for designers. Yes, you can't use it to do, but for people that are coming up, like small entrepreneurs and small businesses that just want to share stuff on their social media, I always recommend they start with Canva because it's a good starting point. And for consistency, if I want to do templates for people, I always say give them Canva versions because they can easily adjust it if they don't have a large budget. But I know some people in the design industry do not want to hear about Canva at all. They just shut down completely. So that's why I threw that call at you to say, what do you think
So,
about Canva?
so it's good that you are on the Canva side. So maybe you and I would have a discussion now rather than a ask or no ask. So
Sure.
this is why I said I can live with it. When I say I can live, so things like social media, it's just
Mm-hmm.
an image and text. Do
Yes.
whatever you want to do. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but in a situation where you hired me for stuff, we've created custom shape, custom elements, we've done some nice
Impossible.
alignments and all of that. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. And then the next thing is you need to edit. And I'm telling you, no problem. Get Photoshop or this. And you're telling me I need to convert all of that to Canva. And I'm thinking, do you have an
Okay.
idea what you are trying to achieve with that software? Some things are impossible. So I think how I
Mm-hmm.
got out of one was everything. We need everything in Canva. In Canva. They said it can be done in Canva. I said, okay, fantastic. So we've done for you just recently almost 100-page brochure. Can you please ask the Canva guy how he wants to convert 100-page brochure into Canva? And then the discussion ended.
Okay.
So I don't
100
know.
pages.
Is that
Yeah,
possible?
yes, it's possible.
And you
So what
can
I
take
would
that to
just
print.
say is just take no, but you can take that to print. Depends on the elements that are used. Now, if it's a brochure that they just want to play around with and just for internal purposes, I will say convert. But if it's for you to print, why do you want to convert it? There's no need to
Because
convert it.
they need to be editing every time before they do the next.
Then they should are there elements on that design that would affect the quality or
Of
it's
course.
just the text? Then
Oh,
there's no
yeah.
need. I will not compromise quality for that. And I would not even tell them what to do. because it's simple as Canva has an option where you can upload a PDF. But I am flexible. So even if I upload a PDF, I'm still going to make adjustments to every single page. I would take the elements, I will see which one. I'll be like, oh, can you send me this element? I would have a conversation with you and I will be able to fine tune it. But that's because I've been using Canva since 2016. But someone that, and what I've noticed from most people, sorry for that, I know I said I've been going tough this time on people, is they won't even, they might be trying to use Canva on their phone to do that. Or they may not even want to be patient enough to take time, like I have said, to go page by page, ensure that everything is aligned and stuff. Because if it's possible, but it's not ideal. It's not ideal because I remember when I wanted Fola to do something, I was like, oh, he said I don't use Canva. And what I told him was, okay, I will convert it to what you want. And then I converted it to what he wanted. I've noticed that most people are not flexible because Canva is in. That doesn't mean all the designers know are comfortable using it because it doesn't give you that flexibility. But we're not saying don't use Canva. We're saying Canva is actually a good tool if you're a beginner. But if you want to be the best in your game and then create something that you can own copyright, because if you do a logo on Canva, you can't own, you don't have license to the elements.
Okay,
So
so
you have to think
I think
about
I
it.
have another defense point there. So if you do a logo on Canva, you don't have license to any element in it.
No, you don't have license. You cannot use it. No, because it's
Oh,
been a
I see.
conversation on TikTok. So there are Canva people that have conversations. So for me, for every day, if you are new, please go ahead. But if you want to charge the six figures and charge properly, why should you do a logo for someone that they don't have the license to use?
Okay, so that's why. So I think like it's good we've done the discussion. So my own stance with Canva before it used to be a no, but I've realized
Mm-hmm.
that things like simple posters and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to delicate work that I have taken to press, a lot
No,
of
I will
things
say
goes
no to
into
that.
alignment from InDesign or Corel Draw and all of that. And you're asking me to come back there and do that.
I will say no to that also personally, because I
Okay.
think it's going to be a waste of your creative work if you've been paid to do creative work. And I think sometimes as creatives, we should know how to say what we want to say. We shouldn't just try and say, oh, this client wants this, and then because they want this, then our creative
Start to
work
run up and
gets
down.
influenced. Then if it doesn't turn out the way they wanted, they come back and say, oh, it's your fault that this thing did not work out. And you're like, but you, no, they'll be like, oh, it's your fault. And I think as creatives, we must learn how to speak for ourselves because no one is coming on your side. When they drag you on Twitter, nobody is coming to save you at all, at all, at all.
True.
Okay, so personal question. What kind of system do you use? Are you a MacBook or are you an Apple person? When you did your eye, I seen, hey, my trade secrets, I cannot
So
reveal
I
it.
no 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 no, 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 no. Well, I'm happy to have this conversation. So I have a let me not use the word that I want to use, but I have a hate for anything that has to do with Apple. And you would
Are
never
you
catch me.
serious?
Yes,
Why
yes.
now? What did Apple do to you?
No, so there's this big because I'm in the branding space. I understand what
Mm-hmm.
Apple is doing.
Oh
I
no, they're good at
understand.
branding.
I
Oh, they're
don't
good.
understand
Love it.
1,000% what Apple is doing, but
Mm-hmm.
and I understand that people are falling so much for the culture. They can't say they are just paying extra for nothing. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter what you want to explain to me. A 700, a 1 million naira MacBook. If you bought a Windows with a 1 million naira, it's possible
It
it
may
would even
perform
out.
better.
That I mean, it would almost outperform the market. So this is my own. So I will tell you why I had the disgust for Apple products. I mean, so
Mm-hmm.
you mean I can't just meet somebody now? We just send stuff to Bluetooth. So if I don't also use Apple, I'm in trouble. We can't. You understand? They did that barrier
There are
culture.
things, I think with the systems is more flexibility than with phones and apps. That's what I have
Uh,
observed. With systems, there's more flexibility. So with that, that's what I would say. But it's a good thing to talk about because the reason I asked that question is because it comes to tools. Now, people say I don't have the right tools. I don't have a good computer. I'm not using a Mac. When I have a Mac, I will be good. It's because I don't have the best cameras. What's your advice to a creative that is starting up that says I don't have the best software? What would you tell that person?
so I'll tell
Or
you,
the best computer hardware?
you're just making excuses. That's it.
Okay.
So I started with a desktop in 1995 that had Windows 95 on it, and we still created
Mm-hmm.
our own stuff, right?
Okay.
So For design, principle is principle. I
True.
mean, if we my when my dad used to design, we didn't have computers. They designed with pen and paper. So I
Mm-hmm.
can never forget when they did the logo for a political party. Everything was done on paper. The reviews were done on paper. The paintings were done
Mm-hmm.
on paper. So that we have a computer now just means you have a different medium slash media to express yourself. It doesn't take away the principle.
True.
So the only thing that would be a real bother regards computer is it hanging or is it not hanging? That's the only
Is he hanging or is he not hanging?
that's the
Okay.
only issue for me. So if it's not hanging, if you want to use Corel, use Corel. If you want to use Photoshop, well,
Mm-hmm.
for logos and things like that, don't use Photoshop. But
What do you recommend using for logos and things like that?
vector. So because I
Okay.
also have a fantastic
When I
background
get
for things.
vector files, I vex. I'm sorry. Because I'm like, what should I do with this? When I buy something from creative markets and we'll go to where people can sell next. I'm like, I did not ask for this. I
So
wanted
what
something simple. And they just give me vector files. I'm like, oh no. And my favorite store on creative market, we became friends because I'll be like, they're like, DK, we don't have a Canva version for this. I'm like, but it makes sense. But they're like, but we and you know that with Canva you can't achieve it. And I'm like, I agree, yes, but but it's this thing. So yeah,
So
over to you.
the essence of vector is that you can panel this it anyhow you want. So somebody has created an element, right? What if the
Mm-hmm,
element is just an idea of what you want and you want to reshape and all of that? So a vector allows you to do that. And it allows you to do that without losing the quality of the stuff. Meaning if you
mm-hmm.
did bring it to Photoshop and do that, it's getting pixelated as you're stretching and stretching and everything.
Okay.
So that's what vector does. So that's why you
Mm-hmm,
need to understand what you're trying to create and
mm-hmm.
then know the software for it. But
Sure.
besides that, whatever laptop you find yourself, I mean, even if the laptop is hanging right now,
It will
do
not hang forever.
do, do the 10 or 20 or 30 logos you need to do to buy the next laptop. But don't
Invest.
claim that
Mm-hmm,
because you didn't have a, then you are stuck in that place. I mean, we
mm-hmm.
started with 95 Windows and we were doing stuff.
When you said you started with Windows 95, I'm like, wow,
Yes,
that's a
and
long
that was
time.
in
And people
20.
still sketch and do designs. I think I like when people start do logos from scratch because there is no somebody put up a post. He created a logo from scratch. And then somebody else just added one or two things to it and started selling with it. And you have people on Etsy doing that a lot, where people are being sued for using the likeness of a logo. They will just take somebody's artwork and then just put it on a mug or put it on something or put a letter, and I'm like, how do you protect yourself intellectually? And the guy said he's flattered, basically. And everybody was like, why are you flattered? It was like someone all the way in Indonesia saw my stuff and opened and created so much with it. But the person that did it was actually quite good when we spoke. So I didn't see it as a problem. But I think as creatives, when we want to sell on all these platforms, so if they want to create, because you can create Canva templates or graphics templates for people to use and they are just using consistently, where will you ask them to sell their work if they want to sell their creative work?
Well, we are in the days of minting stuff on NFT. So maybe that's another,
True,
maybe
true.
that's a more viable option.
It
But
is.
besides that, really, I'm not sure. I don't sell anything. I really don't sell
Oh,
anything.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
I have stuff that I would consider selling, but if I did do that right now, it would be
Mm-hmm.
NFT. It would be
NFTs is where
NFT,
you go
yes,
put your
because that
interest
is
and
where
your.
I feel I would be able to get substantial value for it. But besides that, because I use a lot of elements, I have subscription with the battle elements. I have
Okay.
with free peak, and I have another subscription. I can't remember the third.
And that's what elements. I know I have a subscription. I don't use certain services. Other people on my team may use it because I'm like, okay, which one do we need? Because I have to stop doing shining eye syndrome. That's what I call it. Everybody says this thing is good. You just say, oh, we need it,
Just
and if
don't
we
buy
don't
it.
need it, it depends on our use. So we now became a situation where I have a spreadsheet. Anyone I've not used in 2 months and nobody on the team has used it, oh yeah, we unsubscribe. Because before, especially when it's the annual one and they say you use it only
Yeah.
twice, that thing can hurt. How do you keep track of all these your subscriptions?
So because, like I said, is limited to I think just those two or three. I know I have stock,
Mm-hmm.
stock photos. We have pre-pick. We have virtual elements, and we use
Mm-hmm.
all of them regularly.
Okay, good.
Very, in fact, very regularly. So we're keeping track. It's not.
Okay.
I'm very prudent with my cash.
I like that. Prudence, not frugal. Prudence.
So I don't have any subscription that I can't remember that my ATM is inside. So
This one is a personal question.
yeah.
Adobe, they keep as in you buy a feature and you think you have everything. Next thing you realize that you did not buy the whole cloud. So when someone wants to get an Adobe package, what are the things? Because I know we got the one that had Lightroom that works for me because I can just use presets and some other features. But then I was like, oh, you need to pay for Adobe stock. You need to pay for this. You need to pay for this. What are the ones that you would recommend for a startup agency?
Okay, so I'll go back to the question that I answered initially, which is what exactly do you need to deliver on?
Mm-hmm.
And what is your best tool for delivering that, and just stick. So I personally I never update my software to the newest version because what we are doing or what the client needs is still being solved. It's a different case if we needed to solve something and then we just realize the software can't solve it anymore. Then
Mm-hmm.
and there,
Then you upgrade.
I will move to the next level. But if, which is what you said, the industry has shine eye or whatever syndrome,
Mm-hmm.
which means when a new stuff comes, everybody's asking we need to download, then you download and then we are still doing the same basic old stuff on the same thing, and time and cash are gone. So when it comes to tools, I will just say which ones do you know you would use and stick. So here we stick to Corel, we stick to Illustrator, we stick to Photoshop, and we stick to InDesign. We
Okay.
stick to After Effects, and we stick to Premiere Pro. Those are the six we use every single day. And we are there. If tomorrow in-house we need to do
Mm-hmm.
anything that is outside of that, we will do it. But otherwise,
Okay.
the person who we are hiring to do stuff that is not in-house is responsible for. So let's say we needed to do 3D stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who has been doing that before already has the software. I don't need to buy you another software.
Okay. Awesome. So you outsource. Everything is not done in-house.
No,
So if you're
everything is
outsourcing certain things to people, then you will now put that responsibility on them. Fala, welcome back. I think you're muted. We can't see you or hear you.
I've
Okay.
been here. I've been here. I've been
All
here.
right. I'm
I've been
running off
here.
again. When you need me. It was nice
Okay.
meeting you, Yox. It was great meeting.
pleasure. I hope we can meet outside of this
Definitely.
conversation.
Fola will
It
do
will.
the introductions.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.
I
You're
know how to
welcome.
Yes.
I know how to make people meet. So you guys will meet
Yes.
and it's gonna be an
Yes.
amazing one, right?
Awesome. Awesome.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so very much,
My pleasure.
So we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk behind the scene later when we are done. Okay. Thank
Thank
you,
you
and I'm
for
going to
having
share your
me.
contact with. Yeah, I'm going to share your contact with DK so you can have a one-on-one conversation outside the air. Thank you once again.
Awesome. All right. Have a
Yeah.
nice time.
Bye. Bye for now. Yeah. Okay. So DK, let's DK. DK, you've disappeared though. Okay. That was amazing, truly amazing.
Fola, I'm here. I did not disappear.
Uh, okay, great. I had a wonderful section there. There's this question I wanted to ask him, and that's the part of, but he answered. Talking about because there is a fight technically happening between Photoshop users and CorelDRAW, Adobe users and CorelDRAW users. You understand? So it's been, but I have not always known him to be, what's it called, CorelDRAW user. So, and that is who I am too. I kind of believe that it's not usually about the software, it's about what you can do with the software, right? So I think you're muted. Am I right? You're muted. Okay. Okay, good. So that was really amazing. That was really amazing. He talked about how he started learning from drawing his dad, or drawing and all of those things. So you
Mhm.
can achieve anything with what you have available. It's just about you maximizing what you have, and you can do
Mhm.
so well with that. DK, you are amazing. How you were
Oh,
bringing up those questions was really
I think it just
fantastic,
makes
really.
it wonderful to have conversations when we are all in the same industry, because it's things that
Yeah.
we're all thinking of and we are encountering with our clients, with our teams. And unlike the banking sector and medical sector, where certain things are like taught, we are learning on the job. There is no blueprint for us. So the blueprint
Mm,
is us talking to each other and learning from each other. That's how I see it, because I don't think
yeah.
that we should
Yeah.
start guarding some industry, what we'll regard as industry secrets, but by sharing, we are learning. That's how I see it.
Amazing, amazing, truly amazing. Thank you, Yox. He said his pleasure is waving to everybody. Okay,
It was
so
a good
Femi, can you
one.
follow up? Yeah, it was. Femi, follow up on Sonny. We will be waiting for him in the waiting room, right? But before then, I want to just have conversation with DK. DK.
All right.
Okay,
Hey,
so what
well, I
you
have put you
do,
on the
what you
spot.
do really, DK, yeah. DK, what you do is so much, and I truly admire you when it
Thank
comes
you.
to how you are able to use different tools. How would you say tools has helped you in
Mm,
being able to maximize your time and also
mhm.
your potential? You understand, as a creative person, how has all these tools helped you? You told me of Nobu, told me of how many tools I've heard from you. God,
Oh my
God,
goodness.
God. You are
Um,
tools lady. You are
Victor
tools
calls
lady.
me the tools person. That if you're thinking of what tools to use for digital marketing, speak with DK. DK definitely has tried it or has read reviews. I always try and experience tools before I recommend them to clients. And that's just my
Mm,
way, because I don't want a situation where when I tell you to use something, because of the relationship I have with people, it's there's more than after sales services. I will still work with them and help them to get settled in. So
mm,
I realized that the technology space, especially ed tech, there are lots of productivity tools and things that people are just doing for money, and they don't really think about the end user. I use a company like Canva. They are a tool that has invested back in their creators, and the features they add are features that would help you improve the way you get things done. So I am passionate about productivity. 90% of my books are on productivity. The day I discovered, I was just laughing. 90% of the books I buy are
mm,
on productivity and getting things done. But I always tell people to think on paper first. Before
mm,
you buy your new iPad, before you go on any platform, think on paper. You need to be able to organize yourself before you can use these tools, because if you're lazy without Notion or Airtable or anything, you're still going to be lazy. If you're not able to control your calendar, when you get these tools, you won't control your calendar. So I say you make the tool work or you make it not to work. You don't need to use all the features, use the features that work for you. I always go with using the free version before you upgrade if you need to. And I always go based on people's needs, people's skills, and their adaptability. Someone like you don't like using your laptop for anything, but we're going to change that very soon. I know you
mm.
your laptop, because I believe that seeing it on a large screen helps you visualize things properly, and putting your phone aside while you're working sometimes helps you focus. We live in an industry, in an age where there is need for instant gratification. Most of us don't like slow cooked things anymore. We want
Mm.
something that would work like this, but you have to train your tools to work for you. Because even if you are doing plug and play, linking to your Google Calendar, linking to certain things, but you should have set your Google Calendar. Maybe on your Google
Mm,
Calendar, you have green for work, pink for certain colors. So you've color coded your calendar to make it work for you. You've done certain things to make it work for you. But the main thing is making it work for you, not against you.
not
Because
against you.
you can decide to go on Notion. Notion is crazy. I absolutely love Notion. But you see someone puts a new Notion template and you want to use it, I'm like, oh, but that may not work for you. I use Airtable. When I start with people, I start with them on Google Docs first before I move them anywhere. A simple Google Docs. Google Docs is just Microsoft Word, free version. That's what I call it. But I always start people with Google Docs and I'm like, okay, write down all your tasks, all your obligations, all the things that you do. Most people don't know how long it takes them to do certain tasks. And I always say I push for monotasking, not multitasking. And the only way
Mm,
to monotask is if you know the tasks you're doing. So the way I find tools is because I am open to hearing from other people. TikTok is an amazing way to learn about tools that people are using. I've been asked by so a company to tell them what's best tool to work for in link in bio. They went through my Instagram page, like York said, your page should be organized. And the guy was like, oh, we went through your page and we saw that you like talking about tools. I was like, I don't really talk about tools on my page like that. But he said, we feel you're a good fit for this. Most people want to get all the tools, but they don't use them. When
mm.
someone says Notion, you're there. When someone says this, you're there, but you don't even know how to use it at all. What do you do? How long does it take you to do your design? If you're writing a blog post, there are 5 aspects that you need to take, or 5 tasks: your research, your copy, your design. If you're going to do design or you're searching for pictures or images, these are singular tasks. So what I will do is on my tool, I will write these tasks as separate tasks and I will know how long it takes me. So basically, I think of your needs, your own ability to adapt to technology easily, which I think you would. And then I recommend what I feel is the best fit for you. Because as an HR person, there is the best fit and best practice. Best fit is, um, okay, looking at this individual, maybe this works for the person. Best practice is this is a tool everybody must use. Two different things. So I go with a best fit approach, and I took that from my human resource background.
Powerful, powerful. DK, powerful.
Yes.
There's something. I started by saying that I like how you are able to use all these tools, and
Mm-hmm.
you you are not just gathering them, you are using them. That's
Mm-hmm.
just one thing I've noticed about you. The Nobi for SMS, the Notion, different ones that you've mentioned to me. Now, would you say your work has been more productive ever since you started using these tools than before? Has your work been faster? Have you been delivering faster? Have you been
Mm.
what would you say are the advantages of using
Um,
these tools?
okay. Most
Because of course
creatives, we started off,
you're paying
yes,
for
we're
them.
paying. Most creatives, we start
Yeah.
off alone. So we're doing every single thing.
Mm,
Using these tools and
mm,
having your SOP, that's your standard operating procedures, makes it possible for you to duplicate your work for someone else to easily take over when you are not available. So everything is not totally dependent on you, but you have a situation where others can step in and they know what to do. So it takes a while for you to build a foundation, but once it's built, it's easy for you to have a routine that is easy. Um, this gentleman, York said he has a rate card. A rate card could be something that could be sent. A rate card is something you can have in your Zapier that once someone has filled this thing, the rate card is sent automatically. It's in the short run is going to be tasking to do, but in the long run, once somebody fills an email, this thing, automatically they know the first message they get. It's using those tools to your advantage that you know that, okay, even if I'm using Airtable, I've recorded a video. I want my editor to edit it. I want my graphic designer to get a graphic out of it. I'm just using that as an example. So by using something like Airtable and Zapier, I can integrate it in a way that automatically, once I do this, it triggers something else. So the whole team works together. If I am trying to be my editor, my graphic designer, my copywriter, and every single thing, I won't be able to work at the way I want to. And sometimes routines are quite good. So we creatives say we don't like routines, but routines are actually quite good for us because they train us. We lack discipline. And that's the truth. Our system, our body is used to school, respond to someone, teacher, respond to someone. So if you make your tools work for you, when you are working, you know what the next step is. It's no longer guesswork. Yes, there are some projects that you can do anywhere but left face, but doing anywhere but left face does not make you grow. If you want to earn six figures, seven figures in pounds and dollars, if you want to be wealthy, you need the right system in place. So, what I do with Decisions That Work framework is I decide the systems that you need after interacting with you for a while, and then recommend a system that works best for you. So decisions that work makes you make better decisions without having to think of, oh, do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? You are working on the creative aspect of your business while the routine aspect is taken care of, giving you the creative license to do the way you want to do. Hello, Fola, are you still there?
Wow.
Okay, yes.
I can hear you. I can hear you. I'm actually
Sure.
typing while you're talking. I'm
Oh,
typing,
awesome.
trying to take notes. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
that's
Yes.
that's pretty good. That's pretty good reading. DK, you've been in the creative space for many years,
Yes.
and you've worked with a good number of people, employee
Mm-hmm.
to work under you. Now, this is for business people with creative, I mean, in the creative space, but you have staff and all of those things. You know, these things that happen with staff spending few months after training them and going and all of that. I think we had conversations around that sometimes. How, sometimes ago,
Uncle, that one
how
you're
are
setting me
you
up.
how are you
Mm-hmm.
managing, investing time, investing money, investing your experience in
Mm-hmm.
in the young ones, you
Mm-hmm.
understand, that are supposed to come in and
Mm-hmm.
build with you, and
Mm-hmm.
eventually
And then they
after a
decide
while,
to move on to something else.
and they decide, number one, you
Mm-hmm.
won't you can't stop anybody from moving on, and number
Exactly.
two,
We wish them all the best.
you understand, how are you able to manage all of this, and how are you able to retain the right people on your team?
I think number one is being assertive, and you'll make mistakes. When you make mistakes, dust your sleeve or roll your sleeve up and go back to the drawing board. So I have made mistakes. I have had to say, okay, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. So when you make mistakes, be quick to recover. Some of us, when some people leave or we make mistakes, we then beat ourselves up and call ourselves failures. If something did not succeed, you are not a failure. It just wasn't a successful attempt. And what happens is we learn from the experience, we learn from the interactions, we learn from the engagements. They are always lessons. I always tell myself the truth. Did I mess up this time? Probably, well, I didn't communicate properly. What could I have done better? I am asking myself questions consistently. I am always reviewing myself. I started doing team meetings where I'm giving them that, and you realize that you get policies in place as you work, as you engage, as you do things. It's not going to be something that happens overnight. Even the biggest organizations got the best staff. Some of their staff left and started their own company, Disney and Pixar. You will get that. But so they will take your intellectual property and then go and use it. But no one can take your brain. I am creative. My brain, if you're using what I taught you in 2016, in 2022, I've already changed directions in certain creative areas twice. And you still think you're dwelling on the past glory and you think you're taking advantage of me. You don't realize that you're not. And that's what we must understand. If you have a goal and your goal is to drive to France from Nigeria, for example, on your way on that journey, you're learning about different cultures, different things. Let's say you don't get to France, but you get somewhere and you stop. That doesn't change the cultural changes that you have learned on the way. I would take that to your employees. Your employees are people. No one would love your business as much as you do. Nobody on my team works as hard as I do. I asked a question recently. I said, if you're working the way you're working, do you think this organization will grow? If everybody is working the way you're working, sorry, do you see growth or do you see us declining? And most people can't answer that question honestly. But when we're able to have honest conversations, and there was a time I asked someone to do a review of himself, and he said he would sack himself if he was the one. And I laughed. And Emma, my bestie, I wanted to drag her on board today to come. I said, Emma, I'm pulling you into a room today. Emma always says, DK, you have patience with people because the same thing you've told them before I have been there, you're saying the same thing over. I'm very patient, but I also understand that it's something that they are learning. Now, can you learn on the job? Yes, but not at the expense of a client. If I see somebody is willing, I always say the only two things you need to work with me is you must have sense and you should have a laptop and internet, full stop. That's all I ask. I'm not asking you to be the best at anything. I am willing to train you. And that has helped me be the best version of myself and get people on board. People would leave, but I say goodbye to them in good faith. And the company will keep thriving because I know where I am going and I'm not stopping. So when you train people, understand that you train them doesn't mean that you own them. Some entrepreneurs have a false sense of ownership when it comes to their employees. I don't own anybody. Everybody has the license to do what they want to do and stay. But I just feel it's respectful to always think about the client's best interest. And if you have to stay back to do certain things for a client, if you can't do it, I will figure out how to do it. That's why it's always good for you to at least know how to do certain things on your in your business so that you're not totally dependent on anybody and somebody's exit doesn't ruin the company. I read recently that on um, Reddit of a company upset a man. He left, and it took them 3 months to the project stalled because he was the most important person on that project. Be nice to your employees. And your next guest is here. Hi, Sunny. Good afternoon.
Hello, Sunny. Good afternoon. Hello, Sunny. You hear us? DK has run away. Can
I'm
you?
still here for a few seconds for you guys to start.
No problem. Okay. Okay. Can you hear us? Sunny, can you hear me? Sunny, can you hear me? Sunny, you're live. Can you hear me? Sunny, can you hear me? Sunny, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello, Sunny. Can you check your earpiece?
Microphone is on.
You're already live. Sunny, you're live. Sunny, you're live. Can you hear me? Woo! Hello, Sunny. Sunny. Okay. Can you try removing your earpiece? Disconnect. It's just that he can't hear right now. Femi, can you reach out to him on WhatsApp or call him up or something? I need to check his mic and also his AirPod. Femi, please reach out to Sonny. He should check his AirPods. He should check his. He can't even hear me. He can't hear me from what I'm seeing here.
Show me to have my sound. My sound.
He can't hear me. So I'm going to mount him now, and I'm going to put him back in the waiting room. Okay. Okay. So we've been having amazing sections with. I think we have no comment there. Okay. Thank you, Femi. Please fix that. Okay. So amazing section, and DK has said a number of stuff about managing creatives. In this age and time, it's a bit difficult for anyone to retain creatives. That's just the truth. Because in a way, being a creative, you want to explore. Everyone wants to start up their own stuff, and you can't stop anybody, right? It's just understand that you are there at that particular time for them to contribute whatever it is you are able to contribute to them at that time. But anybody can leave at any time. That's just the truth. But then to also keep creatives, you have to, because the mind is so weird, they have to know that you are headed somewhere. They have to know that where you are headed to, they have a place there. You're headed somewhere, do they have a place there? It's not enough for you to tell them this is where we are going. Where would they be in that big picture, right? I'm going to be bringing Sonny back. Hopefully, this. Can you hear me, Sonny? Can you hear me? He still can't hear me. So, Sonny, can you hear me? I'm going to hide him now again. Okay, so like I was saying, it's not enough for you to show me where you are or the company is headed to. Where is my place in the picture that you're showing me, right? That is another way of having people stay and buy into what you are building. The truth is, um, when it comes to business, it's difficult to keep creative, and it's also very interesting to keep creatives, right? Difficult in the sense that they want to start their stuff. We all want to start our stuff, but it's interesting because once they buy into what you are doing, once they believe in what you are doing, they can be part of that process to help achieve whatever it is they're going to be achieving. You understand? And it's a good thing, really, really a good thing. I don't hold back when it comes to training my team and all. Don't care about how much it's going to cost. If it's available, I'm ready and willing to invest it into training. Not because, like DK said, because you would always have them. No, not because you are going to lean your staff, your team doesn't mean make them your own. It just make them the help you need at that particular time. And always remember that they are also human. They have their big dreams. They have their goals. How can you be part of that their journey, right? How can you help them to achieve their own goals as well? What is their future in what you are building is important. Okay, so I just added Sonny back. Sonny, can you hear me? 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 Okay, so what this is telling me is that Your mic is not connected, right, Sonny? So please just try and reconnect. Okay. So a little bit about me and how I was having a meeting with someone yesterday, and I was being asked, "How were you able to build Warrior in in a little time, like just 2 years plus?" And Warrior is known for what it's known for, right? And did you have that money, big capital somewhere when starting out, and you were able to put, put in money into the brand? The truth is, I had no money anywhere, and as a matter of fact, it started in my house, right, in my sitting room and all, right, and so it wasn't like we got investors and all of those things, right? But it was just about the grit, determination, and the spirit of excellence. And I would also give kudos to, um, you know, seeing a problem and the willingness to want to solve that problem. A lot of people go into industry because of just the money. Money comes, it will come rather, money will come, but that is after you have solved a problem. What is that problem you are seeing in that industry, and what are you bringing on board to solve the problem? It was easier for us to penetrate the industry because we had a clear vision. We had what we are coming into that space to do. Okay, no money. That what we are coming into that space to do. So it was very easy for us to penetrate and you know, be known, right? Another thing that helped with building Warrior is partnership and leveraging on relationship. I was sharing with that same person that there are people that are now in quote big influential that we've been friends since days of BBM. How are you maintaining or keeping your relationship? How are you feeding the relationship, right? I've known Emeka, for instance, since the days of BBM. But that relationship has been strong and has been there since those days. So it was easier when we launched the Auditor to have an Emeka come in as a brand ambassador, right? It was easier to have a great number of people talking about the brand because they know the person behind the brand to be someone with integrity, right? There is one real estate personal personality that I truly love, and why do I love this dude? He started from the scratch, and if there's one thing that has really helped him is that integrity. He was sharing in one of his interview that now he has so many investors that are coming and people that he even rejects some fund. And that's because when he started the first business and other businesses he's been doing, he's been so faithful with them that people now know him for that. That can pay your bills any day. Integrity is number one thing. When we started Warrior, we had people that wanted to invest in Warrior. There are people as in real money, millions of naira, like up to 100 million, really. But then, just like the whole stuff that is happening recently about people being scammed and all of those things, I could have accepted those money and probably do like what many people are facing right now from the hands of this scammer. But then my integrity was at stake. I couldn't do such. I knew we were not ready for this money that time. I knew that there are so many other things we need to do. I knew that, okay, fine. Um, I knew the influence investors can have over dictating the direction of the business at that time. And even though I knew we needed money, but I didn't allow my um, selfish interest to affect it, to make me collect funds that will now be difficult for us to pay back. to make me collect funds, to accept those funds, and then will disappear, like what people are facing right now. So, as a creative or business person building something, don't be desperate for growth. It will come. Keep building, keep doing what is right, keep doing all of those things. It will come. Don't be desperate for growth. Don't be desperate to make all the money right away. Build, build, and let your integrity be number one thing. When your integrity is being questioned, there's a big problem. What is it started, and we were having clients all over the place in different parts of the world. Someone like DK, she's a client we've never met, and we're dealing in thousands, some people millions, if real money. And there has never been any question of I paid Warita, Warita did not deliver my job. You understand? And this has truly helped and is helping. So in whatever business you're building, creative work, business, proper other business, and all you're doing, don't take integrity as second option. Let it be the number one thing that you're known for, especially when it comes to money. That is one thing that can destroy your beautiful future. People give you 10,000, they can trust you with 10,000. Tomorrow they will be able to trust you with 100,000. They will be able to trust you with 500 and so on. There are people, I tell people that 80% to 90% of my clients we've never met. And how are they throwing money to do stuff for them? Yeah, we've had cases of people wanting to publish their book, and they've encountered publishers in Nigeria. There was one that even shared a story with me. Two publishers, she's not in Nigeria, two publishers in Nigeria took her money, and she couldn't get the money back, and they didn't do the job, right? So these were things that I looked into, and I decided to come in and solve. He sent us money. The money is safe. It's so safe. And it has been like that. And it has been paying off, really paying off, like really paying off. So integrity is key. DK is there smiling. I think I'll bring DK back. Yeah. So we can have some conversation. I think Sonny is having serious issue joining. And we may just want to handle this, and I don't want to take people's time today. So myself and DK would have a conversation around business, building business. Okay, since Sonny is here again, I'm going to try him once more, and hopefully it will be better now. If not, we would have a conversation. DK, Jordan. Okay, so I'm adding Sonny back. Sonny, are you there? Can you hear me? I think you can hear me, but we can't hear you. I think you can hear me, but we can't hear you at all. We can't hear you. I can see you're trying to talk, but we can't hear you. I can see you can hear me now, but you can't. We can't hear you. Is your mic on? Oh no, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Still can't hear you, Sonny. Still can't hear you. Still can't hear you. It's so unfortunate. Okay, so I'm going to hide you back. Please check your mic. Okay. All right, I'm gonna bring DK back. DK, superstar DK, amazing woman who is doing amazing stuff, truly amazing stuff. What's happening, DK? I can't hear you too.
I was on mute. I was trying to see if we could
Oh.
adjust the settings for Sonny's on behind the scenes. We can increase the volume of his mic, but it's not. We still can't hear him. So it may be.
Oh, okay.
It may be. Let me chat with him privately. It may be the output. He may need to select
So
the
just
specific mic output. So
okay.
Femi, if you tell him that he should please
Femi will reach. Yeah,
check the
Femi will
mic
reach out to
output.
you now.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
that will
Femi will
probably
reach
be
out to you
important.
on WhatsApp. Okay, great. So let me you is there, let me try him again. Let me try him again. Can you speak up, Sonny? He's talking, we still can hear him. Okay, so I'm going to remove
We
him
just need to
now.
also know if he can hear us also. I don't know
I
if you
I
can
think
hear
it
us.
okay, Femi, please confirm that behind the
Mm,
scene. And
okay.
DK, do you want to have a conversation with him? Do you want to chat him up?
Sure.
Should I hide you
Um,
right now? Okay.
okay,
So
sure.
Femi will connect you guys now. Okay. All right. So sorry about that. It happened. That's devil that doesn't want you to learn from Sonny this afternoon. Amazing individual there. Sonny is truly amazing when it comes to creative. He's a photographer, video content. If you know Mark Angel, he's been featured on platforms like that, right? And truly a young person, but doing amazing stuff. Okay, so I was talking about integrity and how well it has helped me and the people that I know that have built successful businesses. You don't joke with your integrity. Um, so let me give an instance where I was working before, a logistic company. I was recently invited by who was the logistic manager then, but now the MD of the company for a business transaction to happen between myself and one of their management staff. Okay, so that wouldn't have happened if when I was there, I was known or seen as a shady person, right? I wouldn't have known that things like that would happen later, right? But here we are, it's happening. So you don't know how far until then, how far integrity can take you. But I tell you for free, integrity is one thing that you need to move from here to there. It will help you a whole lot. It would help you. Can people trust you with money? Can they trust you with money? Can they trust you with money? So right now we are building water, we are doing stuff. People are some people even pay upfront. They've not seen me. Like they pay for stuff to be done in the next 4 or 5 months time. And they are so sure, confident that their money is intact. And it has never happened before that you pay in or you make any commitment and you don't get your stuff done, right? This is the power of integrity, right? And then another thing that has helped Warrior in building Warrior has been making, dealing with the satisfying or focusing on the client that you have right now. One of the issues that many of us, or the challenges that many of us have, is we are looking for new clients when we've not even satisfied well the present client. Wadita has leveraged so much on referrals from our clients. We treat our clients like babies, and that's who they are. And they keep referring, they keep singing the chorus everywhere. And that has really helped in building Warrior. So, yes, some want to keep us as their best kept secret, but there are a large number of them who want to sing the chorus everywhere. That wow, what it did this for me. So, how are you managing your present clients? Before looking for the new ones, how are you managing those ones you have right now? What attention are you paying to them? Are they satisfied? Can they truly talk about you to their immediate, friends, network? Can they? What are you giving? What's the extra value you are giving to people? DK is doing stuff for us. Amazing new individual. Um, we are we are uh, some of my staff are having training with her and all. But there's something else this young woman does that really connects with me because truly that's the kind of person I am. This is someone that do more than what you bargain for. Like you agree to do 3 things, she's doing 5 things. For someone like her, I would sing her chorus everywhere. And that's the extra I'm talking about, the extra value you're adding to the stuff. So you're bringing to the table for the author, I mean, your clients, right? It's not enough to just do what they pay for. What's the extra? So, for instance, at Warrington, we do things like getting you on newspaper. You didn't pay for that. We do it for you. Getting you some opportunities, getting you on TV, getting you on radio, and all of those things. They will sing the chorus. No way. They will talk about it, right? Since we've started Warrior, even though people are always like, oh, publishing is he a lucrative business or whatsoever, we've started Warrior. We've never had any time that we were looking for job. It has always been, even during COVID. And these are stuff that has been helping. I can tell you for free. And it would also work in any um, industry you decide to stay and focus on, right? I think Sonny is trying to fix this. I'm seeing him here from the waiting room. DK is trying to help to fix that. I hope we're able to fix that. This section will not last longer than 2 p.m. Right? The Wealthy Creative 1.0. I hope we get to have this section more and more to be able to change how creative um, attend to stuff and how they are, and to be able to impact them better and make them make even more money. Make more money, right? They need to make more money. DK, let me know if we have this sorted already. If we have this sorted, as in Sonny, Mike, is it sorted already? I talked about integrity. Another thing I would like to talk about is excellence. I'm talking about things that those are my pillars, things that work for me and my brand. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to mention there is excellence, right? Be known for excellence, not just join the crowd and do things the way everybody is doing it. Be known for excellence. Be known that what you do and how you do it is different from how everybody is doing it. Be known that, okay, even if you're expensive, um, they know they're getting the best from you. There are people um, that will pay anything for excellence. And for me personally, I prefer to work with those kind of people. I prefer to work with 10 people than to work that are keen about excellence and I'm able to attain to very well than to work with 100 people that are just there looking for anyhow stuff, right? So you want to be sure of who you want to attend to, the caliber of people you want to work with. DK, I want to bring you back here. Let's have a conversation. I don't know if you are able to fix that, but I'm bringing you back here.
Hey, Fola. Thanks for having me
Yeah.
back.
How did it go?
So we're going to try the audio. Femi has sent him something to do, so hopefully that works.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Should
All
should
right.
should, should I bring him
Yes.
back? Yeah.
Yes, let's try. Awesome.
Okay.
Let's
Hello, Sonny. Can you hear me?
I can't edit his mic settings. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Mm.
Sonny, can you hear me? Sonny, can you hear me? So unfortunate we can hear
Aw.
Sonny. It's really unfortunate.
Maybe we could record something with him later if it
Yeah,
doesn't work. Probably because I think it would be great to hear his inputs. And he's talking, he
yeah,
has been patient. He has been very,
yeah.
very patient. So I think it
He is.
might be
He's actually talking. And you know what I noticed here? I'm even trying to
let
unmute him. I can't unmute him.
yes, it says his mic is not connected, so we can't unmute him.
Yeah, we
So
can
it will
unmute him.
be going live with him later. Probably go on
Yeah,
Instagram with him briefly for the rest of the afternoon. We can end this now if you
yeah.
don't have another. Do you have another speaker coming after this?
No, no, no.
So I would say
He's
let's
the last
improvise
speaker.
and take it to Instagram so it's not wasted.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend
Oh,
that you do. So you can have a
all
question, a
right then.
question and answer session with him on Instagram. Femi,
Instagram.
please
Okay.
inform him that you guys were going live on IG, and I think
IG
that
right away.
yes, right away, so that you get
Okay.
something from him also. So I will
All
leave you
right.
to it. Well, thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. Thank you, DK. Thank you.
You're
So,
welcome.
Sonny,
Cheers.
we're gonna go on. Sonny, if you can hear me now, I'll reach out to you directly. Thank you guys for joining. See you tomorrow. We're gonna end this right now. My name is Fola Folabadi, the celebrity publisher, and it's been amazing having you guys here. See you on Instagram. Bye for now.